And welcome everybody to the daily dose of Be the Cause of Life on Purpose. Janet Harvey here. Wonderful to be with you on this Monday. And as you can see, our word for today is be the cause of justice. This word is really big in the common press today, and I think actually I was very inspired. On Saturday evening, I went to a gala fundraising for an organization called Young Women Empowered. And their commitment is to create confidence and presence for young women to express their voice, to declare their empowerment in the world. And they tend to work with young women of color from all walks of life. And it's really quite extraordinary, the opportunity that they're given to express themselves fully. And there was a young woman who has set her sights on being part of our civic responsibilities by becoming a legislator. And there was a wonderful video that was shot of the young women who are already in the Washington State Legislature, encouraging her on. And what struck me about this, and the reason I'm sharing it with you, is that justice is a big word, and we talk about equitable treatment, fairness, being able to transcend our unconscious bias by becoming more aware of our own privilege that we're blind to, or lack of privilege, as the case may be. And what occurs to me is that we can get caught up in the philosophy of justice and miss the very simple acts of being just that are available to us every day. And I thought about myself first. Where do I give myself equitable treatment? And what I'm speaking to here is the place where each one of us makes decisions about what we'll prioritize in our day. And oftentimes, particularly for people who are in the helping professions, which coaching is often called, but frankly, anyone who is in service to others, so people in a servant leader capacity, the risk we run is that we give and give and give and give until there's nothing left. And therefore, we have less of ourselves to give, and that really becomes kind of a downward spiral. So how are we in equitable treatment in a way that creates reciprocal inspiration, where we're filled up in the act of giving to others, and that we are taking some responsibility for being sure that we're restoring ourselves so that we're at our best selves when we're engaged with other people, which, by the way, is a bit contagious. When we show up in our beauty, other people are called to do the same thing. And it begins a process where how are we in justice in our relationship with others? I've been following a practice, and I will tell you this is really hard, and I'm not all that good at it yet, but I've started to be a bit more purposeful, a bit more attentive to the moments when I'm talking with someone and a third person shows up who's not in the conversation with us. And no matter how caring our conversation might be, I realize that I'm not actually being fair to that person if I'm making assumptions about what they're experiencing or what's happening in their lives or what the reason is they behaved in a certain way, that the conversation I'm having with a third person maybe isn't accurate because I have put my own filter on how I observed a given situation. And that really the just action would be to say, I want to be curious with this person and find out what was happening for them, because what was impacting me was how heavy my heart felt about the situation this person is in. That would have been much more equitable treatment, to have given them the benefit of the doubt, to have seen their wholeness as separate from a given circumstance where they maybe behaved in a way that wasn't quite whole. And I realized that things like, again, no matter how well-intentioned, critique or expressing to a third person when that individual is not with us, disappointment or in some way frustration, is actually unjust. it is disequitable treatment. And so I've been practicing kind of holding my tongue. And before I'm thinking about someone and their behavior and having a critique or a judgment of it, to own my own experience of what was the impact on me in that moment and how does it make me curious about what's going on for them, so that I speak directly with them and in that create equitable treatments, fairness, and transcend the bias that often shows up in the form of maybe a little bit of gossip or drama going on. And I really like having a drama-free life. So I realize even in this small way, maybe most importantly in this small way, that's my practice of justice. And if I can put it into my ordinary everyday, then I think I have a much better chance at having integrity and being able to do it when the bigger conversations are happening about how we're governed or a big project we want to do to make a positive difference in the world. Small steps to take the giant step for mankind, just to steal a little line from our former president. Excuse me, got all choked up. Enjoy your day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Tune in again for Be the Cause of Life on Purpose. Bye-bye now.